Hi guys, David Kaufman Stone. We're at the MC Home Depot Kaufman showroom. So this is like our permanent Worldbex. You can just pop in here, check out our wares, and see what we've been doing. So our company's been around since 1997. We were incorporated in San Juan, and basically we're a family business that focuses on finishing materials. We used to do only stone, but now we do composite wood, we do swimming pool tiles, and decking, stuff like that. But we're going to talk about stone today. Now let's focus on this rack. Now here we have four stones. So that's 8. Now here we have a black zebra and a ambassador gray. So these are great. We use this in a floor in a house. It was very beautiful, very dramatic. This is for like a house that really wants to have like a dark space, a bit more drama. A lot of people use blacks nowadays for accent walls, behind the TV, elevator casing, columns. But normally people want light for the floor because they don't want the interior to look so dark. So normally that's how the materials are used. So these grays, this is something that is like more for brutalist interiors. If you want to have something edgy, something a bit more minimalist, you'll use something on the gray tone that's very kind of progressive. So if you want something a bit more heritage, you'll use something like terrazzo. This is a big trend nowadays. In fact, they have tiles. You can go to Home Depot and buy the ceramic tile version. It just came out a few months ago. But this is something that's been around for almost 50 years. If you go to old houses in Paco, in Santa Mesa, in Manila area, they have lots of terrazzo. It's also known as granolitic. But now it can come in tiles and slabs. So 3 meters long, it can be ready for use. You just have to install it. You don't have to polish anymore. This is around 6,000 per square, this is around 4.5, this is around 5, this is around 4.5. So just to give you some price points, we're talking about materials without installation. Installation, maybe you add 30%, 40%. Two separate things. So you buy the stone, then you pay for the installation of that stone. Okay, so you have cement, you have sand, and you have labor, and you have cutting charge. So those are your components. That's normal. Here we have more on the beige tones. This is used in Hermes. Hermes used this in the store. Came from us, we supplied it to them, they installed it on the floor in a home finish. This is Jerusalem gold, used in the floor of Don Jaime Isabel in Forbes Park. This is what he used 25 years ago. Then this is the Australian sandstone, that's very high end. So you're talking like 10,000, 12,000 per square. This is from Australia. In Australia, everything's expensive. I was there a couple of years back. Let's say a fries in Australia might be 300 pesos. Really? You go to McDonald's, how much is big fries? Maybe 100? There's 300 or 350. Because that's called Big Mac economics. Everything costs more there because of your factors of production, meaning labor, electricity, utilities, overhead, taxation. So everything costs more. So sandstone in Australia is 15,000. Sandstone in India is only 3,000. So how many threes are there in 15? 5. So it's 5 times more expensive to buy from Australia. But they use it in ABS-CBN because the foreign architect specified it. Because if you look at the whole grand plan of things, even if you spend 15,000 per square, it's only a 300 square meter wall, so the whole building is 1 billion. How much is 300 times 15,000? 1.5 million? Hello, that's not even 1%. So the stone is like your face. It's very important. The stone is where you put it in the prime area. You walk in, ABS-CBN. Wow, high ceiling, sandstone, so beautiful. Because that's the lobby. Lobby is where everything is being judged. That is where the rubber hits the road. That is your stage. So you want the things there to be very beautiful. Okay, so that is this rack here. Next rack here is onyx. Onyx is like a high-end material. it is a high-end material. It's been high-end for thousands of years. You know, if you go back to the Egyptian time, we go back to the Mesopotamians, they use onyx for their old temples and churches and places of worship 5,000 years ago because it has beauty. It's really interesting to look at. It has pops of color. Maybe everything is just beige, 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 but when you see the onyx, it's alive. It's like the jewelry of your space. So when you spend on the interior, it might be beige, white wood, but then the onyx with light, that's where you're gonna have the visual interest. It's like, you know, it's like you have a piece of jewelry. You're not gonna be like wrapper with gold, diamonds. There's only gonna be maybe one nice earring. You have like some kind of gemstone, nice pearl. If you're subtle, that's how it is. But nowadays it's changing. It's all over the top. But before, at least in normal architecture, they always have simplicity, seamlessness, then an accent wall. That's the way it was before. So they put these onyxes, they put lighting behind it. It might be your powder room, it might be the wall, and they light it up. And that's where you're gonna stand in the nice location. Maybe it's gonna be in a central to where you enter. You want people to appreciate the beauty in that point. So onyxes normally come in whites, yellows, oranges, greens. So that's normally the color tone of onyx. So people are looking for a contrast. Okay, this is going to be between 15 to 25,000, depending on the quality, depending on the size and the origin. Now this here is called basalt. Basalt is something that people use like in Japan, in Indonesia. It's more volcanic stone. It's like a matte finish. So if you go to Tokyo, to the Aman, they have this all over the walls. If you look up close, there's like holes in it, and that's part of the effect. It's like a black travertine. So it's got this really zen-like appearance, and people just love it for that. It can also be used for floors because it's a bit rough, and that's the way it goes. So here it is, this is black slate. This has been our staple since 2000. So we're talking 22, 23 years. This has been used in our company. Actually, all these things down here are like that. They're all more for walls and floors. It's got that more of a matte rustic feel. So as you can see, I don't know if you can hear it. It's a little bit rough because it's like anti-slip. So even if it's raining, you're not going to slip. And it lasts a long time. One of the first projects we did for EdCal that we used is black. And that's year 2000, so 22 years ago. Until now, it's still there. Still performing, still beautiful, and it's just something I just love. This is from South India, this is from North India. Because India is so big, so you really have to determine where it's from. Now, this here is not slate. This is actually bush hammered material. It's a basalt, just like this. This really should be here, so we can see it more. This is the same. So it's got this very tactile. I wish you can feel it. It's like, it feels like sandpaper, but a little bit smooth. So they call it brush finish. And it's really like something you'll use for floors or walls. It's nice, very Japanese, very zen. So that's basically it for this row. I'm not gonna bore you. Hey guys, so thank you so much for visiting us here in MC Depot. We have one in Pasig, San Juan, EDSA, PGC. So thank you so much. Come with us, conferencestone.com. Over and out.